So in terms of the achievements that we have made in this 50 years, I think we have greatly expanded our remit, so we have a membership that is bigger than ever before. We also are quite diverse in that membership, although I think we are still falling very short of the vision of our founders in terms of diversity. I think we need to, that's the challenge for the future, is really to expand on our membership to a range of other countries that are still very underrepresented in the association, and where we know there are social psychologists, like Spain, Greece, Portugal, Italy, but also Eastern European countries and actually also Northern European countries. There are also, of course, countries where we don't know how much social psychology is developed there, but that's also one of the visions of our founders, is exactly to develop social psychology in Europe, not just to support it.
What I like a lot is that social psychology continues to be responding to real-life issues and real-life questions. And so there are topics also here that are talking about terrorism, or that are talking about other topics that are very timely and very important to talk about. Another one is probably the whole, if I'm not mistaken, I think there are 3 symposia even about social inequality, and also one of the keynotes is about social inequality, and this is definitely one of the social challenges that we're facing today.
We think that there are near 1,500 participants. Most of them are from different countries from Europe, but also there are a big group from United States and even also from Australia and other different countries. So we are really happy to have so many different people here.
And also we would like to thank the executive committee to trust us, among other places, for hosting this meeting.
Well, agency and communion on the one hand represent the fundamental challenges a person faces, and these challenges are on the one hand pursue your goals, this is agency, and the other hand is forming bonds, and this is communion.
And the interesting thing is that the same behavior may be interpreted either in communal terms, for example in terms of intention, whether it is good or bad intention, moral versus immoral, or whether it is executed in an efficient way, that is in terms of agency. So depending on the point of view, you can see exactly the same act in communal or agentic ways.
We do not really recognize that there is a place for strong science, and strong theory-driven science means to exploit those laws and logical principles that are just incontestable. So if you embrace these principles, you can deduce a number of implications, testable implications in cumulative science that place strong constraints on the world, and you can test them.
I think the damage which inequality does to our societies is now very clear. And the first research papers showing that health was worse in more unequal countries and there was more violence in more unequal countries came out in the 1970s. and there's been a huge accumulation of evidence, but spreading from just health and violence being worse in more unequal countries to worse child well-being, less good community life, poorer social cohesion, people trusting each other less, more obesity, more people in prison, a whole range of problems. Bigger income differences between rich and poor mean that status matters more for everyone.